And tomorrow I am going to give a longer talk about the challenges of actually getting there. So what we want to do, what are the challenges we're facing, etc. So if you want more nitty-gritty things, so that's for tomorrow. Today the mostly introductory thing. So to understand where I'm coming from here, so I'm CTO of P2P.org. It's a pretty prominent staking provider. I'm working there from February 2020. And basically, Lido, the proto design of Lido was the second thing I did on the job, because like it's pretty clear that 2020 was the year the Ethereum staking launches, and it will be the most important thing that will happen this year for proof of stake node operators and maybe ever. So for everyone in 2020, don't know. So I know how staking works. We work a lot on that. We understand the market, the people who stake, the protocols, the infrastructure, etc., etc. So, and I am a co-founder of Lido protocol. We designed and launched it in December, and we are remaining one of the team that maintains the code for it. So yeah, again, I kind of know what I'm talking about here. So what is Lido? Lido is a DAO that builds a family of liquid staking protocol for everything basically worth staking, starting with Ethereum. That is our heartland and our headquarters on Ethereum, and that's what me and my team are working on. We've got about 650,000 of Ether as of today in stake, and that's a bit less than 2 billions, depending on the price right now. So $2 billion, I mean. We've got 9 node operators managing that stake and validating here, and it looks like we are continuing growing for now, and that node operators we will increase in the set soon as well. So I'm going to tell you how Lido works in without any details, but like in an overview, and what's the current state, a bit about a grants program, and what are like where we're getting it with Lido. I'm going to start from the basics, like what is staking. That's a primitive in crypto economics that works generally like that. Someone needs to lock up capital, then maybe perform some work, maybe expose themselves to some risks, like slashing risks for validating proof of stake protocol, and getting rewards. The middle part is optional for cryptonomics design. The most important part is locking up capital. As we've seen in DeFi Summer, there is absolutely riskless staking as part of like cryptonomics, but it's mostly associated with performing some work and getting some rewards. So what's a liquid staking? Liquid staking removes the locking up capital part from it. Basically dismantles the whole premise, right? So you stake and you get a liquid token that represents your position in staking. So for example, on Ethereum, how it works for Beacon chain. You send Ether to Lido, you get staked Ether. That is a token that represents your share of staked Ether on Beacon chain. That token, it's a rebaseable token that changes balance every day. So far, it's generally changing balance slightly upper. because we're getting rewards and we don't get slashed yet. So that's how I think it will remain, but the protocol allows for slashing, so the balance can be decreased if that happens on Beacon chain. But so far it's up only. So, and that is a liquid token. It's transferable. You can trade it. You can. Right now we are incentivizing like a tonal liquidity on Curve. The reason for that is that withdrawals are not enabled yet on Beacon chain, and the only way to convert your staked ETH to regular ETH is to sell it on Curve, basically. And we incentivize like 2 billions of liquidity there. You can trade it there to anything you want, or lock up, or in DeFi as collateral. We've got like a few protocols that allow that already, and working on integrating with Maker, etc. So, and when withdrawals are enabled and Lido is upgraded, you will be able to unstake Ether. If you don't want to sell at the current price, you can just unstake it and get back your Ether. It's not possible right now, but it will be when the protocol, the Beacon chain, will stop changing under us, and will have full features. It's got a pretty respectable APR of 5% on Ether. Not much in DeFi is giving it right now, as no lending protocols, no farming. That's probably we are probably the best farm to get APR at scale on Ether, and that is on token that you can put, for example, in collateral. In Maker will be able. Okay, right now you can put it on Ancient protocol in collateral, get some stable coin, and farm that stable coin to 30% APY more, for example. So that's a yield under your yield, basically, a base layer of DeFi. So what's good about liquid staking? It's DeFi compatible. It's not in the sense for a user. It's also like regular staking with Ether is at odds with DeFi, because if DeFi opens up better opportunities for Ether than staking, it means that less Ether will be staked, because it's not a good economical rational decision to stake. And with staked Ether, with liquid staking, you can combine these things, and they are not conflicting anymore. So liquid staking, unlike the regular delegated staking that we find in most protocols, has less drives for centralization at validation level. So liquid staking protocol tends to concentrate the Ether in them and then distribute it between, and they don't have like a natural force that drive them to stake with only one provider. They can distribute it as evenly as possible. That's what Lido does, basically. Liquid staking has a natural centralization drive that results in winner takes most dynamics in the liquid staking basically protocol that wins or doesn't win. But under that, on the validation level, it's actually the opposite. It has less centralized drives to stake with like the best provider than most delegation solutions. So there is some value alignment with Ethereum holders. So other holders stake with the staking providers that they find the best one. It's less than self-staking. For example, when you use self-staking, you are very value aligned with Ethereum, with the staking, because you own the stake and you validate, and you are personally responsible for all that happens. Here we have like some kind of principal engine problem. So there is a staker who has the capital. He delegates it to Lido that to be an agent of a user to stake it, and Lido delegates it to node operators. So we have a string of agents that don't own the ETH here. It's somewhat problematic from crypto network perspective. And liquid staking drives the amount of Ether stakes up. That's a good force for Ethereum. The thing to understand about liquid staking, it's not limited to Lido and protocols. The simplest possible liquid staking solution that can exist and exist for every stake token out there is staking on exchanges. People send their Ether or Cosmos or Atom or Tezos or whatever to exchange. Exchange stake it, and people can trade it. That's liquid staking. That's very easy to make, much easier than the protocol, and it's very convenient for the user. And that's like the current Ethereum stake distribution. So Lido has about 9.6% of the stake, but like that's all the red parts is custodial solutions. That's how it looks. So I think that if we remove Lido from picture, like if Lido didn't launch, it would look that Ether won't be here, wouldn't be there probably. It would be probably on exchanges or on other liquid staking solutions. So what Lido competes against, what it compares itself to, what choice it provides people is to stake with exchanges or stake with Lido. It's not a competitor to staking by yourself. I'll talk more about this tomorrow in more details. Let's get to something more positive here. Lido's got a grants program called Lido. The gist of it, it's designed to be extremely lightweighted and frictionless. It works like basically GitHub flow with pull requests and approvals. A couple people can walk through like a grant proposal in 2 hours with all the people who make a proposal. So we incentivize integrations, validator tooling content that is pertaining to Lido or staking or Ethereum or Beacon chain or something. And we have a special program for people who make Lido for other blockchains and protocols. So that's Lido's strategy for decentralization. We think that if there is only one team to do the development work, it won't be decentralized at any time. So when there is only one developer team, that's a natural point for centralization. But for most things, making the same basically product with multiple teams is not a good idea. The exceptions here are like blockchain clients and some other things, but for like staking protocols, that's just stupid. So the strategy here is to get teams to build Lido, like a separate team to build Lido for Polkadot, Lido for Solana. For example, Chorus One, a great validator team, is building one here. So, and they get terms on which they do that, like a big grant or revenue share or something like that. And they have a stable business with Lido and are one of the centers of power there. Does it work? Oh, it's the last slide. Yeah, I didn't say the last. So what's the future for us? We are working right now on more integrations for staked ETH. We are working on further decentralization. Like just recently, we swapped the withdrawal credentials of Lido to execution layer smart contract instead of threshold signature. we are onboarding new node operators soon for Ethereum, and in the not so far future, the most important topics for us will be implementing withdrawals when Beacon Chain has a stable spec for that, and MEV, like everyone's doing MEV, we decided we want to do that too. Yeah, when after the match, where the MEV will be extracted by staking pools, and that's something that Lido will probably deep toss in. So that's the plan. Thank you.
So you were talking about MEV.
Yeah.
How do you think, can you describe a little bit how the end user will benefit from MEV? How will you distribute the rewards for the end user, for DAO, the DAO treasury, and the providers?
Okay, I'm going to do a curveball here and describe it from the first principles. So MEV in proof of stake world will be very different than proof of work. The reason for that is that proof of stake is basically Ethereum holders deciding how to validate, how to compose blocks. It's no longer a separate entity like miners that may or may not hold ETH, but that's not their profession to hold ETH. Their profession is to basically have some hash power. When proof of stake happens, that's much different. That means that MEV extraction will be much more aligned with Ethereum, with Ether price basically, than in mining context, because that's basically you're mining with Ether. You don't want it to go down. So and that means, for example, for what it means for staking pools. That means that if you extract some MEV and don't distribute it back to stakers, stakers are going to unstake and go to the different staking pool that does exactly that. If you don't extract MEV, that happens again. So they unstake and go to another staking pool that provide them some revenue share. If you extract MEV in a way that's harmful for network, people unstake. You stop doing that. So that means, well, not to be strict, not harmful to the network, but harmful to the Ether price. The things are very close, but a bit different. So that means that decision space here is really tight. What's going to happen with MEV and staking pools? Pools will be collecting MEV in a way that is not harmful to the network and distributed to the stakers mostly. I think that it's going to be organized. It's going to be outsourced because basically the collection will be outsourced because it's two different skill sets to run a node operator and to basically collect MEV. So it work much like with flashbots right now. Probably with flashbots. So I think that there will be some revenue share with the software and like arbitrage providers like flashbots or something. But the gist of it is it's going to happen, it's going to be distributed to stakers, and it won't be too harmful because otherwise the stakers just unstake.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, I think hot topic, and Tomasz will follow. Another question is on the node provider part. How do you see frictionless node provider onboarding, and what will be, in a sense, kind of decentralized acceptance of one provider in spite of another? Will it be on-chain data like uptime, and so that's how, like, what data will you monitor to onboard new providers? And the other questions is linked. How many providers do you see staking on Lido or validating on Lido in 2 years? Is it 50, 100, 150? And last question linked as well. Like, do you see, user validator, so single validator runner using Lido tomorrow?
I'll try to remember all three. Yeah.
I can remind you, no worries.
Yeah, you'll remind me if I forget something. So for validator onboarding, right now the validator onboarding process, node operator onboarding process in Lido is like very basic. There is a DAO voting that says we've got like 9 slots for node operators, and these 9 slots will be filled by X, Y, Z, etc. So basically, whitelisting by DAO. That's a necessity. It's done like that because right now, when you stake ETH, it's basically hostage with a validator. There is no withdrawals. If there were withdrawals, the validators need to initiate them. So until they send the exit message, you can't withdraw. So that Ether is hostage with a node operator. And that's situation that when we started, it was clear that it's going to be for a year or year and a half or maybe 2 years. That's how it's playing out right now. So we needed the set of node operators that are dependable and reputable and great at what they do, and they don't like if there's suddenly a bear market, they don't just exit. They don't say I'm out, I'm going to be like a regular DevOps or something. We had to do a really good whitelist here. When the situation's less dire in this regard, when there is staking pool initiated withdrawals and withdrawals work, and we can restake, it's going to be much better in that regard. The decision space will be wider. So there is no design currently that we, like me personally or other people, think that is best. And there isn't really even a discussion here. We are just sketching different models that can work here. But it's probably going to be some kind of permissionless, gradual step-by-step onboarding process, where when you start, you are allowed to run like one key in a SSV setting. And you, when you first start staking Lido, when you like a single regular staking or something, and to get better, you need to have good performance that is demonstrable on chain, and probably some kind of like risk insurance or something, like people staking with you some tokens that can be splashed if you are slashed or something like that, and some degree of decision making by Ethereum stakers, by other stakers. So if people stake with Lido and say that node operator is great, we want Lido stake with them, that should be also taken into account. So that's a multi-factor system that is combined in some like value function that says that validated, that node operator gets more Ether and that one gets less, because that one is trusted and great performance and has some insurance or cover baked in, and that one we don't know anything about them, so they can run like one key in SSV and that's it. So that's how I see it, but like I said, it's not even design, it's a sketch at most.
Okay, very last but not least, like about the peg, ETH, what do you think could be the bigger risk of losing the peg?
So I'm kinda. I was way more pessimistic about how it will hold up. Honestly, I think that by the time, when launched, I thought that PEG would be much less stable for staked ETH, and it would deviate very much from ETH, especially when the market downturn, with sharp drops when people are exiting into stable coins. So I can honestly say I don't have a good read on this. My read on this is way more pessimistic than reality. So I think that risk I thought would be like very realistic for staked ETH PEG. They have been realized already when we dropped from either from 4,000 to 2,000 and things like that. But that only disbalanced for like less than 1%, I think, 0.5% or something. So what's left is like obvious slashings, smart contract risk, like exploit or something like that. And I think, yeah, that can break the back, but I don't see market breaking it for the time being for now.
I have a question by a show of hands. How many people are using Lido as of now? Okay, so we've got about maybe 10% of the room. Do you have suggestion on what you would like to see on Lido for the coming months, quarters, decades?
Tezos.
More protocol on liquid staking?
So if someone wants to be liquid staking of Tezos with Lido, Ligo's here to fund it, basically. Do that. I'd love to see it flourish here.
Okay, guys, do you have any other questions? I mean, I have a lot, but I think I will ask it afterwards. Yeah, so without further ado, because we also happy to thank you very much, Vasiliy. Thank you.